So right now, we actually have another cool note I just realized is in this particular setting, stage hazards are off.
Right.
And that will be something that you can toggle in the full game. But for this one, in this particular set, we just have them all off.
Yeah.
So you will see, I think you'll have a lot of stages that, that weren't competitive before because of random things that happen in the stage. Or, this stage used to turn upside down. You won't see that this time. So I really hope that, a bunch of people try to explore the stages that weren't, quote, competitive or fair from before, actually try and be, see viable.
Yeah, that's going to be that's a dream, to be honest, because we know we've been playing on 5 stages or 5 or 6 in Smash 4, and I mean you go all the way back to 64, they play on 1 stage. So it's nice to be able to get that that diversity now.
That's right, you heard the man. We officially have a stage hazard toggle. When Super Smash Bros. Ultimate was revealed, people were suspicious that there was going to be a stage hazard toggle in the game. It's something that fans have wanted for years. There were icons shown on gameplay shown at E3, and the actual fights occasionally seemed to avoid the hazards. But it wasn't until that clip that we knew for a fact that a stage hazard toggle feature will be present in the full release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, and fans around the world rejoice together. Sometimes hazards are fun, sure, but sometimes you just want to turn them off. Even one of the Treehouse representatives said that during a 1v1, the stage felt like a third player that they had to fight against. And that's not fun. And with these stage hazards gone, combined with the sheer number of stages that have been confirmed in the game, whether through gameplay or through screenshots, the competitive scene is going to have an insane number of stages to choose from. So I thought that in this video, I might talk about how some of these stages that are now competitively viable might work in the new game. I think we'll tackle this game by game, starting of course with Smash 64. So first is Dreamland, which is of course the only legal stage in competitive Smash 64 tournaments. Now the obvious change here is that there is no more wind on the stage. This is interesting to me because every Smash game where Dreamland is playable, the wind has always been present. Smash 64, Melee, Smash 4, even Project M, where they had to put Dreamland into the game, kept the wind. The wind has just been a thing that Smash has always had, so I'm really curious if the community will want the wind to be removed via the stage hazard toggle, or if they'll want it to stay on. It's a marginal change, but it has been known to ruin some matches, so I'm curious what's gonna happen. Next, we jump to Pokemon Stadium from Melee, which will finally be frozen. The same, I suppose, can be said for Pokemon Stadium 2, which has also been spotted in Smash Ultimate. And finally, we'll have no more waiting for transformations to end. It will be all Stadium, all the time. Pokemon Stadium 2 wasn't even legal during Brawl's days, and it's not legal during Smash 4's days either, because the hazards are just ridiculous. You have floaty wind, you have ice physics. Pokemon Stadium 1 was just different layouts, but they really didn't change the physics of the game, where Brawl did. So I'm really happy that Pokemon Stadium will be frozen. Obviously, another thing that Project M did was freeze Pokemon Stadium, so you only had the stadium layout. So that'll be cool to see in an official Smash game finally. Frigate Orpheon from Brawl was featured in a match between Zero and MKLeo during the Smash Bros. Invitational. And it was here that people noticed that the stage didn't flip around. On the normal stage, an alarm begins to buzz, and then the stage will immediately flip 180 degrees. And it was for this reason that the stage was sometimes banned in Brawl tournaments. Now we can have a potentially competitive stage without giving every single player vertigo. Next up is Castle Siege. With a frozen Castle Siege, we could have a competitive stage similar to the one found in Project M. It would just be frozen on the first layout, rather than transitioning to the other 2 portions of the stage. The same can be said for WarioWare. You may be seeing a trend here, but a lot of the ways that the Project M team legalized certain stages from Brawl was simply by removing the hazards. WarioWare was one of these stages too, removing the minigames. And the hazard toggle in Smash Ultimate would presumably remove these minigames as well, leaving just the platform layout. And then of course, there's LYLAT Cruise, the cursed stage from Brawl, the cursed stage that returned with a vengeance in Smash 4. Finally, there will be no tilting and no jank with the edge when the stage toggle is turned on. This has been confirmed from the Nintendo Treehouse, and once again, I've said it already, but Smash fans, rejoice! This stage was so janky that I'm so glad that this is actually a confirmed change in the game. Prism Tower was actually a stage that was legal on the 3DS version of Smash 4. There aren't really any hazards for this stage, and the Pokemon that appear in the background are merely for appearances. I thought I'd just mention this stage as well, since it wasn't widely seen after Smash for Wii U's release, and it's cool to see it in Smash Ultimate. Now, moving to Smash for Wii U, Mushroom Kingdom U was always a stage that I thought would work very well as a competitive stage if it was only in its default form. However, it transitions through 4 different stages from New Super Mario Bros. U. It starts on the Acorn Plains, goes to the Rock Candy Mines, then the Merengue Clouds, and finally the Slide Lift Tower. All of these also feature their own hazards, such as platforms that appear, beanstalks that sprout up, giant blocks of ice, or giant urchins. But the default would be very nice as a competitive stage, albeit a tad on the big side. But we've all learned from Ridley that even those deemed too big for Smash can still have a place. Kalos Pokemon League is yet another stage that could be competitive. The platforms exist on the outside of the stage, and it's sort of like an inverse Pokemon Stadium. Rather than the 2 platforms being on the inside, they're hovering on the outside. I think there's also a town and city layout that also has something similar. I'm not entirely sure, but I always wish that I could play on this stage without having to deal with all of the Pokemon or the giant toilet that tries to flush me down. Now, my number one hope for Wily's Castle is that the only thing removed is the Yellow Devil. This thing is the bane of my existence on this stage. Not only does it appear so often, but it dictates the entire match. It's ridiculous. The moving platforms that appear are really unique for that stage, and it could work really well in the competitive setting. But the Yellow Devil absolutely ruins this. So I hope it's gone on the stage hazard toggle. Midgar without hazards is also basically just another battlefield, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is literally just the battlefield form of the stage. It could be similar to the Dreamland vs. Battlefield debate where the platforms are the same size, but the size of the stage varies. But this is yet another triple platform layout that could be potentially a competitive stage with the stage hazard toggle turned on. Finally, one of the few new stages that we saw, the Great Plateau. Now this is a form of the stage when the platform is in the middle, and this happens when the top of the tower is broken. So if you don't know, the top of the tower can be broken and then a platform appears. Now my hope is that when the stage hazard toggle is enabled, the platform in the middle is going to be the default for the stage. If it's not the default, then this stage would almost be worse for the top of the tower to stay, because then you basically have a smaller, never-ending pit of death, like from Melee's Temple. And that's it for all the stages that we've currently got confirmed for Smash Ultimate. We've seen these, whether it's through gameplay, whether it's through an actual reveal on the E3 stage, or whether it's just a basic screenshot on the Smash website. There are a ton of screenshots to see, so people really took to their super sleuthing skills, and they went in and looked at every stage that was possible and compiled a huge list. And from that, I took that list and compiled these stages, which is actually, if everything I say is correct, the most number of competitive stages that we have ever had for a Smash game. I mean, there aren't very many in Melee, not very many in Brawl and Smash 4, and of course Smash 64 has 1. The only good comparison is probably the number of legal stages in Project M, but of course that's not an official Smash game, and this is an official Smash game, so it's amazing that we actually might have this many competitive stages to choose from. And of course, we haven't seen every stage that's going to be in the game. My big hope is that we're going to have Fountain of Dreams return, which hasn't been in Smash since Melee, if I remember right. I don't think it was in the retro stages for Brawl, and obviously it wasn't in Smash 4. So I really do hope we get Fountain of Dreams back. That would be awesome. And I haven't even looked at all of the stages that are in Smash as a whole, so I have no idea what stages that we haven't seen confirmed that could make good competitive stages if it were for a stage hazard toggle being in their game. Honestly, I'm really hoping that we might just see every stage that Smash has ever had. I think that's kind of shooting for the stars, but it seems to be what they're setting up. I mean, we have literally like double the number of stages that have been confirmed from past games, more than stages that have yet to be confirmed or have not been acknowledged. It's kind of a weird sentence, but yeah, they haven't been acknowledged yet. So it's really interesting that this really does feel like the Ultimate Smash Brothers, and the Ultimate Smash Brothers would potentially have every single stage in the game. Now, they might save some for DLC. I don't know that they'll all be on the cart the day we can pick the game up, but I think a lot of them are going to be in the game or will return as DLC. But if you have a stage that could be considered competitive if the stage hazard gets turned on, I would love to see down in the comments below. And of course, I only mentioned Fountain of Dreams that hasn't been confirmed. If you'd love any stage from Smash, I'd love to see your recommendations as well, because I mean there are so many stages to choose from. I only talked about like 10 to 15 maybe here, but there are just so many more stages to choose from, not even non-competitively, or not even competitively, but also casually. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about, you know, any and all stages for any and all game types down below. But that, of course, is going to do it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Peace out, and I hope you have an awesome day.